This is an 18-minute core and stretch yoga, so you feel strong and empowered, yet flexible and resilient. Go ahead and come into an easy seated pose and roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Turn your palms to face up. Bring your thumb and index finger together to touch. Slow down and breathe deeply. Inhale through the nose. Feel the belly, diaphragm, ribs, collarbone, heart fill with air on the inhale. And as you exhale, softly relax tension from your face, your neck, your shoulders, and your jaw. Softly closing your eyes and drawing your hands together in prayer at your heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way out and up. You can open your eyes, look up, draw your palms together to touch, and exhale, bring them back to heart center. Sweep your feet out and around behind you. Draw your hips back onto your heels. Drop your forehead down to your mat. Child's pose. Checking in and breathing deeply. On your inhale, shift forward to your hands and knees. Align your hands under your elbows and shoulders. We're going to inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the rib cage. Exhale, tuck the tailbone around the spine and stretch. And today you're going to pull your knees up and curl your toes under, rounding up into core cat pose. Feel your core. And then release the knees, point the toes, lift the tailbone, open the heart. Inhale. Exhale, round the spine again, curl the toes under, lift the kneecaps up and hold, really pushing through the palms, engaging through the core. Again, point the toes, lift the tailbone, open the heart, drop the ribs, deep breath. Exhale, tuck the tailbone around the spine, curl the toes, lift the knees and hold for 3, 2, and release it down. Come into neutral spine, stretch your hands forward and your tailbone back, child's pose again. Inhale, shift forward, lift up and back into downward facing dog. And pedal out right and left, stretching the calves and the ankles as you release the heels back and down towards the mat. Feel your hands pressing down firmly into the mat as you inhale into a strong plank. Check your alignment, that your shoulders, your hips, and your heels are in one line. Feel strong from the center of your body as you shift to the toes and bend the elbows, releasing the belly to the mat. Point the toes, hover up, interlacing your fingers behind your tailbone. Open your heart, locust pose. Interlacing those fingers, pull the shoulders back from the ears, reach the fingertips towards the heels, lengthen through the toes, release it down. You're going to curl your toes under, engage through the core. Exhale through a strong push-up and lift the tailbone into downward facing dog. Again, free to pedal and move and breathe. We're going to do that again. Inhale. Shift forward, strong plank, feel alignment. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, crown of the head to tailbone. Lower down as you exhale. Take your hands and hover them, interlacing the fingers, reaching back towards the heels, reaching through the toes. Feel a long line of energy from the crown to the tail as you pull back through the wrists and open through the heart, strengthening the whole back line of the body. Release down, curl the toes under, engage the core. Inhale. Exhale, push up strongly. Exhale, push back. Downward facing dog, pedal out. Go with the flow. One more time, inhale to a strong plank. Feel aligned, crown of the head to tailbone and heels. Then the elbows lower down slowly. Shoulders back from the ears, hover, lengthening through the toes, fingertips back towards the ankles and heels. Interlace the fingers, pull back, fingertips reaching to the heels, lengthening from the crown of the head out through the toes. Release it down and rest back into child's pose, hips to heels, forehead down to the mat. Breathe into the low back, sending positive energy into every cell of your body. And then shift forward onto your hands and knees, curl your toes, and lift back up into downward facing dog. Land in your downward dog and breathe deeply. We're going to bring the right knee towards the right elbow in a core plank. The right knee is going to come across to the left elbow in a core plank and back to the right elbow as you step backwards into downward facing dog. Let's do that on the other side. So shift forward to a plank first. Bring the left knee to the left elbow, across the body towards the right elbow, and then left knee back to the left elbow, and then backwards into downward facing dog. Feel strong, and let's do it again. Right knee to right elbow, across to left elbow, back to right, and downward facing. Prepare to the left side. Left knee to left elbow, across the midline to the opposite elbow, back to the same elbow, and back to downward facing. One more time, right, left, right, and stepping back. Core plank, left, right, left, and downward facing. Breathe and land in your downward dog. Release your knees and rest back into child's pose. Hands are going to come back by your feet this time, palms facing the sky. Breathe into your low back and just let go and pause for a moment. Go ahead and sit up. Sweep your feet out and around in front of you and lie down on your back, hugging your knees into your chest. Again, feeling strong and resilient and empowered. Let's continue to work on the core as you stretch your legs up to the sky, and you can slide your hands under your tailbone if you like. Long line of energy through those legs. You can point and flex the toes a few times. Good. Lengthening out through the fingertips. Make sure the neck is neutral. You're going to lower your right leg down towards the mat. You can hover it above the mat if you like. Both feet flexed and active. Scissor and switch sides. Left leg comes down. Active through both feet. And scissor and switch. Breathing deeply. Inhale. Exhale as you scissor and switch. You can bend your knees if this is too much on your back. Otherwise, with straight legs, lots of energy through the heels, toes flexing back towards your face. And then hug your knees into your chest and release and relax. You're going to stretch your hands out over top of your head this time. Flex your feet back up to the sky, pointing the toes or flexing the feet. We're going to alternate. Right leg's going to come down with your right arm, and then switch left leg down, left arm down. Right arm down, right leg down, left arm down, left leg down. Continue to alternate right and left, like you're marching in place, adding in your arms with your legs. Active through those feet, long through the arms, working your shoulders through range of motion as well. Strong through your core, breathing deeply in and out through the nose. So you can be strong, but also calm and relaxed. Hug those knees back to your chest, relax and let it go. And then bring your knees into a tabletop position. And we're just going to do the same thing with bent knees. I want you to keep pulling the belly in, gently pressing the low back down, and tap your right toe down and then your left toe down. Nice and easy. Try not to move through the hips and the low back. Try to stay relaxed through your jaw and your shoulders. And just tap right and left with your breath. Nice and easy. Good. And then if that's comfortable in your back, you're going to do both legs together. Inhale, tap both toes down. Inhale, lift back up. Being aware that you're not using momentum at all, nice and controlled, easy and calm. Breathing in as you lower, breathing out as you lift. Keep pulling the belly in and pressing the low back down. And then release and hug the knees back to the chest. Take a deep breath in, flex those legs back up to the sky. Here we go again. Hands can be under the sacrum and tailbone if you like. And then if that bent knee version felt okay for you, you're going to do full legs, straight, all the way down, all the way up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Keep flexing those feet. Stay in control, not using momentum, but rather controlling on the way down and the way up. Move and breathe. Do the best you can to finish strong and empowered. Finishing with a couple more repetitions. Fullest range of motion, calm but controlled. Good. And then release and hug your knees into your chest. Good job. We're going to release the feet down to the mat. Stretch your fingertips towards your heels. Inhale and then exhale, coming into bridge pose, lifting the hips up towards the sky. Make sure the nose is pointing to the ceiling, the chin is drawing towards the chest, and you're pressing evenly down through both feet. You're going to inhale, drop the tailbone, lift the hands out over the head, and then exhale, lift the hips back up to the sky. And we're going to flow through this down and up. So tailbone down, hands behind you, tailbone up, fingertips towards heels. Flow with your breath. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. And again, mindfully aware of the weight of your feet. So you're not just pressing down through the outside of the foot, but also evenly distributing the weight to the inside of the foot as well, to the big toe side of the foot. Continue to flow and breathe, shoulders through range of motion, engaging the glutes as well, which are part of the core. Flow and breathe a few more. Making sure you're going through your fullest range of motion. And then hold up in your bridge pose and breathe into the belly. Feel the belly fill with air. We're going to roll slowly out of that one vertebrae at a time, releasing the tailbone down very last, and then release by hugging the knees back into the chest. Breathe in. Feel free to rock a little bit from right to left, a little if you want. We're going to move on. Take the hands behind your head and come into a bicycle crunch, bringing the right shoulder and elbow towards the left knee. Hold and breathe and reach through the toes. And then switch sides, hold and breathe. We're not in a hurry here. We're going slow and mindful. Beautiful. Hold and switch. Picking up the pace, reaching through the toes or flexing the heels. See what feels good and right for you, but be mindful through your hands, through your toes, through the rotation of your spine, still moving with the breath, right and left. Think of shoulder towards opposite hip, elbow to knee. Move and breathe. Don't give up. Finish strong. Core of the body is about perseverance. Put as much energy into the end as you did the beginning. If you're feeling a little burn, you're waking up the body from the inside out. Beautiful job. Release it down and hug those knees back to your chest and relax and let it go. You can do a little knee stir if you like by circling the knees around, and then feel free to go ahead and release the tailbone down to the floor and reach the fingertips back to the heels, coming back to bridge pose. Mindfully bringing awareness back to your feet and lifting your hips up towards the sky. Flow with your breath. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Second round through these bridges. You're going to feel it a little bit more through the glutes and maybe the hamstrings. Move with your breath. Inhale as you lower. Exhale, lift up to the top, making sure that you're going through your fullest range of motion. Move and breathe. Fire up the glutes. Imagine the hips are lifting towards the sky. Fingertips down towards the heels as you lift up. Continue to flow and breathe a few more repetitions, mindful of where the weight is in your feet, even distribution away through the pinky toe to the heel, and then hold it up to the top and breathe into the belly. And then go ahead and roll back slowly through the spine. The tailbone's the last thing to come down, and then the knees hug to the chest as you release. Beautiful. Back to that extended leg position. This time we're going to reach the fingertips up towards the toes. Really reach, getting your shoulder blades up as high from the mat as you can. We're going to get a good hamstring stretch, scissoring out, grabbing under the calf as you take it from right to left and bring your nose as close to your knee as you can, lengthening through your toes, nose to knee, and scissor, nose to knee. Keep alternating, getting that good hamstring stretch as you continue to engage through the core, getting those shoulder blades up as high from the mat as you can. Couple more repetitions, and then release back down onto your back. Nice job. Take a deep breath in, and then when you're ready, flip over onto your belly, and we're going to align the elbows right underneath the shoulders for forearm plank. Curling the toes under, lift your hips up. Make sure you're a long line of energy. Shoulders are pulling back and in. And then we're going to alternate by dropping the left hip down and dropping the right hip down. Getting a little rotation through your spine with your forearm plank. Great for the transverse abdominis and the obliques. Couple more from right to left. Move and breathe. And then hold it at the center, releasing all the way down. Coming into your cobra pose, get a good stretch through your abs as you pull your shoulders back and hug your elbows in. Release all the way back onto your belly. Curl your toes, take a deep breath, exhale through a strong push-up and back to downward facing dog as you exhale. Pedal out right and left, move and breathe, awareness that your hands are grounded. We're going to take the right leg lifted up to the sky. Go ahead and bend that knee and kick your hip open. Get a good stretch through the hip flexor. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, we're going to shift the weight forward and come into Pigeon Stretch, releasing the right knee to the right wrist. Point your left toes, slide your left foot back, open and lift your heart. Take a huge breath into the heart center. As you exhale, release it down. You can rest your forearms, your head onto your forearms, and relax your shoulders, your face, your neck, and your jaw. If you want to add a quad stretch, feel free to press your right forearm down, reach back with your left hand, and grab the top of your back foot. You're getting a little bit rotation and a little bit of an extra quad stretch on that left hip flexor and quad. If that feels like it's too much for you, you can always come back out of it and just rest straight into your pigeon stretch. Let's open up the heart, lift up to the sky, pull the shoulders back and down, press through the palms, and step to a strong, aligned plank. Take a deep breath. Good. As you exhale, lower all the way down to your mat. Coming into Cobra, we inhale, open the heart, hug the elbows in. Feel free to twist through the spine as you look over your left shoulder and your right shoulder. And then lift the hips back up to the sky, downward facing dog. And feel free again to pedal out and move in any way that feels good as you lift the left leg straight up, bend the left knee, kick open with your hip, pressing evenly through both hands. Inhale. And then exhale, shift your weight forward, left knee to left wrist. Point your right toes, slide your right foot back, open and lift your heart. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, release down. Your forehead can rest onto your forearms. Again, just taking your regular pigeon stretch here. Or feel free to take that variation. Coming into your quad stretch, reaching back as you grab onto the top of your right foot with your left hand. This is going to give you an extra quad and hip flexor stretch, but if it's uncomfortable in any way, just come back out of it and rest into your regular pigeon stretch, being sure to always honor, protect, and listen to your body. When you're ready, come out of it, lift and open your heart, take a big breath, and exhale, lift the hips back up and come into plank pose, nice and strong and aligned. Take an inhale, exhale, lower down. Point the toes, mindfully open the heart, inhale. Feel free to twist and move, and then exhale, lift yourself up and rest in child's pose. Hands back by the feet, forehead down to your mat. Take a moment to center yourself, breathing in that sense of empowerment and peace and calm and that warrior spirit. And as you exhale, giving yourself space and permission to be quiet and to listen to your thoughts and to get a good foundation for a beautiful day. When you're ready, go ahead and sit yourself up, cross your legs, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Take a deep breath in and draw your hands to heart center, feeling grateful for the time that you carved out to practice your self-care today. Inhale, reach your arms out and up, gather good positive energy for the day. Exhale, draw your hands in and back to your heart center space and pause. The light within me honors and acknowledges that same light that is within you. Maintain your warrior spirit, stay flexible and